And we are live.
Heavens, sorry. I just realized it was an anniversary of Spaceballs, and I had to look up how long ago it was. But welcome to the Fantasmagorium, everyone. We cover movie news, and we talk about things that we want to talk about, and we hope you want to listen to us talk about them.
Yes, we do.
My name is Scotty R37, and the gentleman who brings this all together.
I am Steve Foley. How you doing today, Scott?
I'm really excited for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, it's our anniversary.
Oh, that's right.
We've been alive for 5 business days.
It's amazing. It's been 1 week, and they didn't kick us off the air, so I mean that's good.
Mm.
You know, along with waking up and breathing every day, you know, that's pretty much, you know, those are wins in my book. So
no, I enjoy it. But talking about things like NBC Universal coming to the Fire TVs, that's...
yeah. We'll talk about that for sure when we get into the news. I mean, yeah, well look, for I know Roku people and people that get their entertainment on other platforms other than Amazon Fire TV won't appreciate it as much, but for us Fire Stick and Fire Cube users and Fire TV users, like, hey man, you know, get it together and get the damn app on. You know, come on, you can do it.
Bring me unlimited. Well, is Friends on Peacock?
I don't know where that's ended up now, but
there's a whole lot of good content on Peacock if it's NBC content. I wonder if they have all of Cheers. I wonder if that's where you can stream Night Court.
Oh, probably. I'm sure. Before we get started, though, there's just a couple of things we want to go through at the top, and then we'll jump into the news. First of all, obviously, we'd love tips. We're trying to save up for this intro music, so if you feel so inclined and want to leave us a tip and a comment, please do so at www.streamelements.com/phantasmagoriumshow/tip. And we appreciate your patronage there. Also, we do have the website, www.phantasmagoriumshow.com. There you can see our shows. You can also, at the top in the menu bar, hit audio only podcast and go to a page that you can subscribe to our audio only version of the show on most of the major podcasting platforms: Apple, Android, Google, Spotify. And I think Spotify is coming in the next couple of days along with Google. So please join us there if you want to take us on the road with you.
You can have Fantasmagorium anywhere you go. The dulcet tones of Scott and Steve telling you about all the things that are fit to print.
So now that's kind of out of the way, we can move on to the real show, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, we'd be remiss to move on without saying, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. The comments really, the engagement, like we always say every day, the engagement of commenting, liking, and sharing is paramount for us to help grow the channel. We do love subscriptions, obviously, that helps as well, but even more so with the comments, likes, and shares. And since I'm talking about commenting, liking, and sharing, we might as well put that banner across the bottom and get this show on the road.
Yay, we have a ticker.
We have a ticker.
And for everybody who is already subscribed, thank you very much for continuing this journey with us.
Absolutely. So as Scotty mentioned, the very first topic of the day is NBC Universal, Amazon reached deal to bring Peacock to Fire TV devices. Now this has been months and months in the making. I don't know why it took so long for them to reach a deal for this. But it's, you know, look, Peacock, whether you love the name or hate it like I do, I think it's a silly name for a streaming platform.
But it fits with the NBC logo. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I get it, but come on, the Peacock, they could have come up with something better. In fact, I would have, even as milquetoast as Universal Plus would have been fine, would have been better for me than Peacock, but whatever. Yeah. I'm not gonna set my hair on fire about it. I just wish they would have picked a better name.
Yeah, if you have a choice between Peacock or Universal Plus, I would go with Universal Plus.
Yeah, definitely. but so that's good news. Not much more to tell than that. So it's beginning this Thursday. Peacock and 15 other NBC Universal Network apps, including NBC, NBC News, NBC Sports, and Bravo, will be available on Amazon Fire devices. That's good news for Fire users, Amazon users, and which I am one of, and I believe you are too.
I am.
That's good news for us. It just opens up the, I think there was a way to sideload the Peacock app on your Android and Fire devices, but this is just a better way. It brings it more to the mass everyday user, and opens up a lot of content that, not everything on NBC I really care for, but they do have some pretty prime shows that are nice to have access to.
Their back catalog is worth it alone.
Yeah, you're right. The back catalog is good. I mean,
every NBC show from the 90s is worth watching.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right, so
pretty much.
There you go.
And you got ER, and so you have classics like you brought up Friends. So, and there's a ton of others.
I think Quantum Leap would probably be on there.
Most likely.
So no, it's not a bad deal, and it's nice that there's more access to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's jump into the second one. The second one this will either be good news or not good news, or just kind of in the middle news. Like who cares? But it's Scarlett Johansson and Disney team for Tower of Terror.
Now, is this a reboot? Is this a reboot, considering that there was an Eddie Murphy Tower of Terror? Or no, that was Haunted Mansion.
That was Haunted Mansion.
Sorry, my mistake.
That's fine. We make a lot of those here. Just kind of get used to it. Toy Story 4 director Josh Cooley is penning the script based on the famous ride. Scarlett Johansson is staying on the Disney ride, they say. This comes to us from Hollywood Reporter. The actor, who has Disney and Marvel's Black Widow due out in 2 weeks, is attached to produce Tower of Terror, the Hollywood Reporter has confirmed. Toy Story 4 director Josh Cooley is penning the script. Plot details are being kept under wraps. Obviously, they're not going to tell us much yet.
Well, there's going to be a Tower of Terror.
Terror. The Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. I can't even speak.
It's fine.
Terror opened in 1994 at Disney's Hollywood Studios in Florida. The other Tower of Terror rides opening at Disney California Adventure in Anaheim, Francis Walt Disney Studios Park at Tokyo's Disney Sea. The ride is known for ending with a terrifying drop, which is really fun. If you've never been on the ride,
I have not.
It's a really cool ride. But it'll be interesting to see that team up. Like I said, kind of milquetoast, like whatever. But it's nice to know that Scarlett is doing more than just acting. Producing. I think she's produced a couple of movies. I like when she throws her star power behind shows. Sometimes she gets bit, due to no fault of her own, by taking on some of these projects. But I'm glad to see her out there doing it, and I think more actors should do that if they can.
Now, I know it's a Disney movie based on a ride from Disney World.
Yes.
The only way I'll be interested in seeing this movie if it's a hard R. I want to see Tower of Terror starring Scarlett Johansson as the first hard R horror movie coming from the Disney studio.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's
it's not in the cards.
No,
that's a hard pass.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hard pass for you then, because I don't think they're gonna do an R-rated.
Which I think would be really interesting. That would blow everyone's mind.
It would be. Not gonna happen, but it would be.
No. Sorry. Anyway, I'll see the commercials. I'm sure I'll have to sit through the trailer once or twice. It's like, it reminds me of that Jack Black movie where there's the house with the clocks in the walls, and it's you lost me halfway through the title. Yeah. Like, no.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess that's for the Goosebumps type crowd, for a younger YA kind of audience, but
I suppose. I thought they had graduated to their Twilights and their Hunger Games. I didn't know they still had the Goosebumps things happening, unless they were a little bit more edgy. If they were a little bit more, I don't know, along the same vein of Final Destination. If you made a Goosebumps that was like Final Destination, I'm in.
Yeah. Well, maybe they will. Maybe they'll take your advice, Scott. But
Well,
we'll call
they
up Disney,
certainly won't pay me.
right? We'll call up Disney and say, hey, man, listen to the Phantasmagorium show. They have good ideas over there.
No, I'm just saying reshoots. Has it even started? Has Tower of Terror started?
No, they just announced a partnership, and it looks like the guy, the Toy Story 4 guy, is just starting to write the film.
Well, then I'm lobbying. I'm just going to start lobbying now. I'm going to start hashtag R-rated Tower of Terror.
You should see how far you get.
See what happens.
Probably won't get as far as a new little dust up. Now, on this show, we try to stay away from gossip and internet nonsense. This is a new show about stuff that we like in the entertainment business and pop culture, and we try not to focus on hateful stuff or gossip. But every once in a while, there's a story that comes across the wire, and we say, hey, man, maybe we should talk about this. And this is one of those times. Sharon Stone warns against idolizing Meryl Streep. There are other actresses equally as talented. Now, that's, in a lot of people's eyes, throwing shade at Meryl Streep. I take it a different way. I think she's absolutely right. I think there are other actresses that are equally as talented as Meryl Streep. There are a few that come to mind. Cate Blanchett is one. But the body, we can debate body of work and stuff like that. But as far as quality of acting, I do think Meryl Streep, as good as she is overhyped by some, especially in entertainment media. And that's just my opinion.
I tend to agree with you that she is an overrated actress, but it doesn't take away from the fact that she is a brilliant businesswoman to take the roles that she does take.
Sure.
Like she does have control over her career in that regard. She gets to do whatever she wants to do. But also I do think you have to look at her contemporaries and sort of similarly, like with same length of career. How do I not say old? So I think that Cate Blanchett has years to continue to cement her career as compared to Meryl Streep, who is not as young as Cate Blanchett.
Sure.
But yeah, Sharon Stone is correct. Meryl Streep is not the queen of Hollywood. Everyone knows that was Carrie Fisher, and she is no longer with us.
Right. Does longevity equal talent? I would say no.
I would say yes. I would say audiences continuing to seek out your work means that you are talented enough to hold the audience's attention.
Well, I get that, but I think the very same thing can be said about very talented actresses or actors that are working today that have maybe a 5-year career, and every single one of their films, Timothée Chalamet, is a home run as far as the quality of their chops, their acting skill. So it's an interesting debate, because obviously, just like you did, most people will say, well, she's had the longest career, a longer career than most of her contemporaries. She's, her body of work is larger. Like you said, she's commanded the screen and put butts in seats longer than most. But I think Sharon Stone does have a point. She actually brings up a couple of people, contemporaries like Viola Davis, Emma Thompson, Olivia Colman. I mean, these actresses have long pedigrees, very good. They've been in very good movies. Been in some bad movies too, but they always bring it every time they're on screen. So I do think she has a bit of a point. And I don't know what sparked this kind of. I'm sure she was asked about it, maybe, but I just thought it was interesting for Sharon to come out and actually say something like that. Because to tell you the truth, I've felt that way when people go on and start gushing over Meryl Streep. I'm like, yeah, I won't take anything away from her skill and her business acumen and her career as a whole. I think she's amazing, but I do not think she is. Like I said, I think she's overrated. I think some of the praise goes a little over the top, and it's, best actress of all time kind of talk. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that yet.
Well, and also just in context to the interview, it seems that she was being interviewed, and someone was asking what it was like for. I'm scanning as you're talking, and it seems that it was a question that was asked that was phrased in such a way that Sharon Stone, what was it like to meet Meryl Streep? And Sharon Stone said, it's a very interesting way that you asked me that question, because why didn't you say, what was it like when Meryl Streep met you?
Right.
And so there is an elevation, and also talking about, why would you talk to Sharon Stone about Meryl Streep? I would talk to Sharon Stone about Sharon Stone.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I figured. Usually they don't proffer these kind of things. They're asked these questions and like that in a very peculiar way.
Yeah.
And then they have to, basically you have to answer, and you don't have to answer, but usually the polite thing to do is answer it. And she did, and obviously that's the headline of the day. But
I guess I don't think she was throwing shade at Meryl Streep. I think she was, and again, I skimmed the article. We are literally just reading the headline and saying, "Ooh, it looks like Meryl and Sharon. They're at it again."
It wasn't like that, I don't think it was shade. I think it was. I think she said, "Look, there's a bunch of actresses that are equally as talented," and I agree with that statement. I think that statement is absolutely true.
And you've completely outed us both as people who think that Meryl Streep is overrated.
Yeah. Thank you.
Way to go.
That'll do it for us today, and probably for all time.
We have Amazon Fire devices, and we both don't like Meryl Streep as much as you.
That's about as controversial as this show is going to get today.
I know. Thank heavens.
It is kind of a light news day. But we have some stuff to proffer forward, so we'll do that. Next on the list, the Suicide Squad to screen early at Fantasia Fest. So if you're in the Montreal area,
hey, I am,
and you can get to Fantasia Fest, you can see the Suicide Squad early.
August 4th.
August 4th, yeah. The movie will be screening at the event on August 4th, the day before the International Film Festival officially kicks off, with the world premiere of Brain Freeze, a new zombie thriller. Okay, that's neither here nor there.
No, but I do want to hear. Next time we do a trailer, I know this is just really new information. Freeze? Like, I want to find out what Brain Freeze is. If I have to go to Montreal to see Suicide Squad,
might as well see Brain Freeze.
Might as well see Brain Freeze.
Yeah, so I mean that's cool. So if you, like I said, if you're in the Montreal area or planning to go to Fantasia Fest, you're in for a treat.
When is the international release date for Suicide Squad?
That's something I would have to look up. Does it say in the article?
I'll check it. I'll take a look.
Yeah, something I have to look up.
Anyway, that's cool. That's interesting for Quebecers. You can go and see Suicide Squad.
And hang out at Fantasia Fest.
In Fantasia Fest, go see Brain Freeze. Tell us how it is.
Yeah, totally. We'll be taking reviews.
Well, if you put it in the comment of what will eventually be a standalone Brain Freeze reaction trailer, right. Or trailer reaction, pardon me. When is it? Oh my. It says, what do we got? It says the 3rd of August in Belgium. 1st of August. Oh, no. Sorry. I didn't put in the.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, everyone. You have to do this. I apologize. 6th. 2 days.
So it's 2 days. Well, 2 days early. If you're in Montreal, you get to see the movie 2 days early.
2 days early.
Fantasia Fest.
But if you go to Fantasia Fest,
you
check out Brain Freeze. I want to find out about Brain Freeze. I'm going to have to write this down.
Well, talking about trailers, I don't have Brain Freeze today, unfortunately.
No. Boo.
But I do have a trailer for us to watch and react to from Netflix. Now, I'm not always going to play trailers from Netflix. If their movies look halfway decent, I will. This cast, when I heard about the cast, got me kind of excited. With Jonathan Majors, Idris Elba, Zazie Beetz,
Yay.
and Regina King. Now, for me, you put Regina King in anything, and I'm there. So
See, I'm a Zazie Beetz guy.
no, I'm Zazie Beetz. Right? Yeah.
Well, and Idris Elba, right?
Yep. Idris Elba and Jonathan Majors from the
John Majors?
no Jonathan Majors,
Former Prime Minister? Never mind.
no, from
All right.
from the HBO series Lovecraft Country, right?
Oh, okay.
I think so. I might be wrong on that. Correct me in the chat if I'm wrong.
Please.
So, anyways, the movie's called The Harder They Fall, and it's a Western with a mostly black cast, or at least a black cast that's that seem to be either the protagonist or the antagonist or some kind of anti-heroes. We'll see. Because I haven't seen the trailer yet, so let's take a look. So, what did you think about that? I thought it looked great. So I do stand corrected. Jonathan Majors was not in. He was in The Last Black Man in San Francisco. That movie. Okay. Got a lot of good reviews. Anyways, great cast. Looks like a modern Western, obviously. Modern style Western, but it looks like a lot of fun.
I'm fine with that. That looks like a good time. Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to watch that.
And like I said, you put Regina King, Idris Elba, Delroy Lindo.
You buried the lead. You didn't tell me. I thought I saw Delroy Lindo. That's why I sort of hooting and annied.
Yeah, me too. I was like, yeah, I did not. I left him out on purpose because I went. Zazie Beetz is in there. Damon Wayans. There's just chock full of good actors. So we're really looking forward to that. The Harder They Fall.
I just saw the trailer for it, and so that's
that was awesome.
Boom. Yeah, no, I always hold off to watch the trailers fresh here.
Awesome. Yeah, me too. I try my best. Sometimes I got to watch a little bit of it to make sure it's not too far off the beaten path for us. But
no, I checked it. And I was like, is that a Western? I didn't know. I sort of got Western vibes, but I'm not sure. Because if I had seen like the thumbnail or something from Settlers, I would have thought that was a Western.
Right.
So, at least with all the orange. Yeah. Anyway, speaking of the Settlers reaction video, you should totally check that out if you haven't. It's probably somewhere in this channel.
Yeah, on the channel. Absolutely. We clip that out. We try to clip out all of the trailer reactions for you guys to keep if you want, a little short takes. So we'll keep doing that. Today's clip out will be the Green Knight from yesterday.
Oh, nice.
And we do have there's another trailer that I want to do a reaction with you, Scott, but not on the show. We're going to have to do it separately because it's not safe for work. There's nudity and stuff in it, but it'll be interesting to do a trailer reaction to that. Well, so look out on our channel for that upcoming. The movie is called Titan, and it looks very interesting. It's from the filmmaker who did Raw. Okay,
like the stand-up Eddie Murphy.
No, the I'll cannibalize your skin.
Oh, Raw. Nice. Okay, yeah. All right. Well, yeah. No, I'll keep it out of my vision until I lay eyes upon it with you, sir.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Next up, this is for the gamers in the audience. We don't usually cover too much games. I'm not much of a gamer. I know, Scott, you game a little bit.
Yeah, and I love Aliens games, so this really works for me.
But when they're tied to movie franchises, either directly or tangentially, we'll try to bring those kind of news stories to you. This one, just real quick, is Aliens Fireteam Elite, release date revealed with new trailer. So there's
nice.
I should have got the trailer. We could have played the trailer, but anyways,
it's okay. It's okay.
Developer Cold Iron Studios and 20th Century Games have announced that Aliens Fireteam Elite, which was previously just Aliens Fireteam, will officially release for the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and Series S, Xbox One, and PC via Steam on August 24th. So it's basically coming to just about everything, as far as I can tell.
On the 24th,
where you get your gaming consoles and PC. So that'll be on August 24th. It looks very interesting. To see the trailer, go to comicbook.com and look for Aliens Fireteam Elite release date. They have the trailer hosted there, and you can check that out. It's also on YouTube. Just put that in the YouTube title search, and you should be able to find that. So I thought that might be interesting.
Well, I'm a huge fan of all of the Aliens games, and I even played through Colonial Marines, which was a disaster of a game. But everything that is an Alien game, I love that franchise, and when it comes to gaming, I'm excited for it. So I'm glad to see that it's coming to Xbox One, because I'm still last gen. Actually, I don't even know if I'm supposed to feel bad about that, because you can't buy an Xbox or a PlayStation anyway, so they just aren't available. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that so that I can waste a couple more hours.
Awesome.
Oh, and also, but never pre-order. Don't pre-order. Wait until you find out if it's good, or else you may have another Colonial Marines.
And you don't want that.
And you don't want that.
Next item up for bid. Robert Downey Jr., Greg Berlanti team up for HBO Max drama For Your Own Good. The prolific producers, via their respective Warner Media-based companies, are developing the upcoming novel by Samantha Downing. So what they're adapting is actually going to be a series from a novel that's not written yet, but is upcoming.
Wow.
Set to publish in July, For Your Own Good takes place within the halls of New England's prestigious Belmont Academy. Set amid Ivy League admissions rolling in, stiff competition for this year's coveted Teacher of the Year award, and planning for the for the memorial statue for the recent deceased headmaster. The book and potential series also explore the run of poisonings and dead bodies that have started to pile up at the university. Very interesting. So it looks like it might be a little bit of a college drama thriller with a little bit of murder mystery.
Well, the last thing that Robert Downey Jr. produced was it was that remake of the Raymond Burr show, Perry Mason.
I love that show.
Yeah. And so that I enjoyed that just because it was noir, and I love that era, and I think it's really cool. A little bit more levity would have been nice, and so, but it's not like it wasn't a poorly produced show.
Yeah, it was. I liked it.
And so it's the thing that strikes me that's interesting about that is that it is the book and potential series, and I'm questioning. I'm like, why would you invest so much into it without it being a proven IP? But then I also remember that I complain all the time about no original IPs.
Right.
So if they're going to start something great, I hope they start something great.
Yeah, the search is underway for a writer, The Hollywood Reporter reports, to develop the novel. So basically they're going to adapt that. Author Downing, who previously penned My Lovely Wife and He Startled It, will serve as a consulting producer on the drama. So she has a couple of novels that are obviously piqued the interest of HBO Max, or the people at HBO, and said, yeah, we're good to go, sight unseen for this new novel, which tells me that the other two were probably optioned already by some other studios.
Mm-hmm.
So they got a hold of her before the new one comes out to lock that up. So
well, good
for them. We'll be looking forward to that. Greg Berlanti stuff that he's doing off of the CW, but for Warner Brothers and Warner HBO Max and Warner Media has been really solid in my opinion. I like the stuff they're doing on HBO Max, DC stuff, especially Doom Patrol. I think Doom Patrol's amazing show, top three in the comic book genre for me. Wow. Along with the Umbrella Academy and The Boys. So I really like what they're doing there. I like the Teen Titans stuff. So all that Berlanti stuff on HBO Max is good. It's better than what they proffered in the Arrowverse, but which was good for its time. I like the first couple seasons of Arrow. I like the first couple seasons of The Flash. I'm really, really liking the Superman and Lois show.
Yeah, me too. I'm really enjoying that.
Which I'm hoping stays far away from the Arrowverse, completely separate, but we'll see how that goes. So yeah, good news. We'll be looking forward to that. Let's see what's next. Oh, tonight, if you're a basketball fan, the new trailer for Marvel's Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings is dropping tonight in front of let me get this right.
A sports ball basket game.
Yeah, the sports ball basket game. During the NBA countdown on ESPN.
Okay.
So watch ESPN, the NBA countdown, and you will see Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
New trailer.
I'm sure they'll probably drop shortly thereafter online. So look for it there on YouTube as well. But we're excited for that. This is the one Marvel show that's coming that hasn't got me as excited as the rest. And I think it's because the trailers, to be quite honest, have kind of shown you what seems to me as the entire movie. I hope I'm wrong. I hope to be surprised when I sit down and watch the movie. But yeah,
I'm interested. I'm interested based on, and I was just going to say, do you think they're going to show the Mandarin in the new trailer?
Ooh,
that's why I'm interested, just to see what is going to happen with Shang-Chi. It is called The Legend of the Ten Rings. I would like to know about the Ten Rings, and hopefully that leads to a Mandarin. And that's been a question that's sort of been hanging in the MCU for a while. Yeah. As Marvel goes, I like how it's interconnected. Sometimes I feel like that's being used against me. Maybe that's the case in Shang-Chi, because whenever I saw the comics as a kid, I always was like, that looks like a Kung Fu comic, and I wasn't into Kung Fu comics. I'm into Kung Fu movies.
Right.
And so I'm looking forward to that. And honestly, it'll be fun to be able to, we'll talk to future selves and say which one was better, Snake Eyes trailer or Shang-Chi trailer.
Yeah, interesting. Because I did, in the theater, I did like the Snake Eyes trailer. Not so much watching it a second time. So it might be an experience thing, right? Because I was actually in the theater for the first time, and I was everything looked great.
Yeah, but that's the prism that I like to look at all these movies. I want to like them first and then be told why I'm stupid and wrong after the fact. And then if I can defend that, it's great. And if I can't, it's like, you're right. I just like jangly keys. So
I just like shiny objects.
Exactly. Just get the flashing lights on the screen for me. Give me some popcorn. I need the butter. Yeah. So yeah, I am. There's no shame in it, man.
No, not at all. No,
it's just a Snake Eyes trailer. It's okay.
But I think we're the same in that way. I go into all of this stuff wanting to like it, and then it's up to the property to either live up to that expectation or not. You know? So I want all this stuff to be good, and nobody ever sets out to make a bad movie or TV show or project. When you set as an artist, you set out to make something. You put your heart and soul and everything you have into it.
Just watch Ed Wood.
Nobody wakes up and says, you know what? Let's make the worst piece of garbage ever.
Well, unless you're the producers from the producers.
Well, then that's right.
But
that's a different story.
Exactly. So, but yeah, I'm confident that everyone's trying their best even when they're not succeeding. And so I want to like it even when it's not good, but I find the heart in it. And so
this stuff is hard. If you've never made a film or tried to make any kind of, TV show, art, short film, these things are incredibly hard to do, especially on this scale, on the big scale, when these big studios are making these things, it's multi-millions of dollars. It's hundreds of people. It's not like anybody sets out to make crap. It just it happens. It's hard to make good stuff, and that's why we treasure it so much when they do.
And it's so easy and fun to crap all over the bad stuff.
Yeah, it's simple. Well, it's simple to hate stuff. It's easy.
Yeah. So I'm looking for the silver lining until it slaps me in the face.
Me too.
Yeah. Oh, I found out. It's the 34th anniversary. 24th anniversary. No, I did find out. Spaceballs. It's the 24th anniversary. 34th.
34. It's got to be
34.
34 years of Spaceballs. So
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I saw that in
that's
the theater.
A long time ago. Every time you bring up these anniversaries on the show, it makes me just feel so old.
Yeah, I know,
God,
but
damn.
it reminds me of when I was so young. Like,
You know
I remember.
you know what's even worse than those though are this turns 10 years old today. I'm like 10 years old. Like, you know what? That really makes you feel old. Like, oh my God, like 10 or 20-year anniversaries. Some of the 30-year and 40-year anniversaries, okay, you know, Star Wars, whatever, or Spaceballs, but
Yeah.
But some of the stuff that's like 10 years old, I'm like, ugh, really? 10 years? That's been 10 years? That's crazy.
And I guess it's just because there aren't a whole lot of wide releases going on in theaters right now. There are a lot of posts about movies that came out on this date.
Yeah.
In our youths. And it's interesting to revisit and just see those anniversaries. And also, you know, where were you when you saw Batman Forever?
Right.
Kind of thing. So
sure. Okay, well, so that ends the main topics of the day. I did pull a couple of extra, just kind of quick bites. We'll just go through the headlines real quick. We don't really have to spend too much time on them. But Liaison is a show that Apple sets Vincent Castle and the Eva Green series as first Anglo-French original. So that's coming to Apple TV Plus. So
there was something else.
It's called Liaison, which got greenlit. English and French language thriller series, co-produced by French outfit Newens Ridge Ride Studios, and yeah, it doesn't give. Okay, so it doesn't say when it might premiere. I'm thinking 2022 or 2023, but that's kind of interesting. You know, first Anglo-French show.
Filmmaking, yeah, absolutely.
For Apple Plus. Apple seems to be stepping up its game, you know, trying to compete with the other big boys in the streaming realm.
Well, and they have been. I just saw a trailer for The Shrink Next Door with Will Ferrell and Paul Rudd. And it looks like a sort of almost Stranger Than Fiction, everything must go sort of performance from Will Ferrell. It's not a flat out comedy, but it looks interesting and fun, and it's an exclusive to Apple Plus. Yeah, the only downside about them is that they don't tend to release anything too physical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not going to get physical media from them.
No, which is disappointing because my dad really wants a copy of Greyhound, that Tom Hanks boat movie. Anyway,
they should. I think Netflix does. They cherry pick. Obviously, they're not going to release everything. All their original stuff. But I think all these streamers should cherry pick and release 4K versions or whatever they want to do. You know, Blu-rays, special editions, and I don't know.
Got to sell those subscriptions.
Yeah, they do. This comes from IndieWire. David Fincher to film The Killer in Paris this fall with Mank Oscar-winning DP. So, I don't know if you saw Mank.
I haven't seen Mank, but it's on the list because it's got Gary Oldman and it's directed by David Fincher. Who's the DP on Mank?
It is Eric Messerschmidt.
Eric Messerschmidt and DP. I throw these terms around like everyone knows. The director of photography.
Yeah, director of photography.
Or Dr. Pepper.
Mank was awesome. I like the noir stuff too, and I thought it was brilliantly filmed. It looked amazing. So that'll be very interesting to see that Killer. Let's see. Do they have? I don't think they have. No. Seeing if they had a cast yet for it, but I don't see a cast. They talk about the cast from Mank. So.
Yeah, well, either way, if you put together a director and a director of photography.
Yeah, and I'm a huge Fincher fan anyway, so anything that he makes, I will watch. I'm not going to promise I'll like it.
No, but still, it's never a boring situation.
Right. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna talk about the Friday Phantasmagorium free for all.
Oh, okay.
That is happening tomorrow. We are going to be, if all of the stars align, we'll be joined by Black Phillip Alvarez to discuss all of the things that we hopefully will have. Things will happen tomorrow, right?
Yes, they will happen.
You promise?
I promise.
Okay, I'm looking for news stories.
There'll be some news stories. Things will happen overnight and today.
Brain Freeze. We need the trailer for Brain Freeze.
Yeah, I'll go find it. I guarantee I can find it. It's got to be out there. So
it's got to be.
We'll play that. So it'll be our first guest on the show. Will be Philip Alvarez, and we might even after we're done talking about our main topics, we might even open it up to a couple other of our friends to join us on our Friday free for all. I'm looking at you, Todd, Michael, and Turge, maybe some others. Excuse me. So, two more little quick stories before we go, Scotty.
Sure.
This was interesting. The Hollywood Reporter is saying the problem with Nielsen's streaming data. The rating service has shed some light on the formerly opaque SVOD world, but delays in reporting highlight the limitations of its product. So I'm thinking about things like Jupiter Ascending and some of these other things that are getting maybe not canceled, but shelved and moved. Like in that case, they're not doing a season 2, but they are going to do a different property from Mark Millar. But if they're using this data and it's delayed in actually getting the real statistics, right, then that's a huge issue. And I've always had a kind of a problem with Nielsen. Used to be back in the day, they send you a box, you put it on your TV, and they record what your family watched for a given time period, 3 months or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. I don't know how they're doing that or how they're collecting their data, because Netflix does not share that data. They're reluctant to even talk about it in the press unless it's something they want to talk about. Right. So I just don't understand the collection methods that Nielsen's using, and obviously it looks like there's a lag by about so the Hollywood Reporter says the lag time is about a month. So sure. Jupiter Ascending, they made that decision without that data because they made it like a couple of weeks after it debuted, maybe 2 weeks within, right. But it was definitely within that month. So if we're waiting 30 days to get stats on these things from Nielsen, that's too long in my opinion, especially in this day and age.
But on Netflix, do you think that they have their own in-house collection?
They absolutely do.
And so they don't necessarily have to wait for until you mentioned it, I had completely forgot that Nielsen ratings even existed anymore. Yeah. I thought it was all just views and downloads and they did everything through that. When it comes to, there are still Nielsen families. I remember having a Nielsen family as a friend of mine when I was a kid. And it's like, they still do that. I'm shocked. If you want, yeah, great. This just in, the Nielsen rating systems still exist.
Yeah, they do, but they're not good.
No, and apparently not.
They're not good. You're talking about a lag time about a month. Unless I'm reading that wrong, it looks like that's what they're saying. I don't know. They have internal data. In a perfect world, they should be transparent about it and let everybody see those stats. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. I guess there's internal reasons why they don't do that, but they should.
Well, it's also maybe it's privy to investors only or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Okay, the last one of the day before we take some comments and questions. Snap strikes licensing deal with Universal Music Group to bring entire catalog to Snapchat. So this is kind of big news. So now you're talking about the Universal Music Group. So now, if you do these short, that's all the rage. The TikToking, short kind of.
You sound so old.
I am old.
The kids are doing the TikToking. They're doing the Snapchatting.
The Snapchatters. I am old, man. Thanks for pointing it out and laughing about it, because
You were doing it to yourself.
I feel really good right now. Thank you.
I'm so sorry, sir. So anyway,
Anyway,
yeah.
So these short 30 or 60-second videos are obviously taking the world by storm. But I think that a lot of creators are getting very, I think, antsy, and some are actually getting removed from these platforms because of the copyright strikes they're getting for using the music.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Snap said, okay, if instead of fighting with these companies about these copyright claims, let's just buy a damn catalog so Snapchatters can use it whenever they want.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it does make sense. That's a pretty big announcement. Snapchat users will now be able to access music from major artists, and use them via the Sounds tool and AR lenses. On AR lenses. Sorry.
Oh wow, okay.
I'm not a snapper.
No, not phrasing.
Yeah.
So I think it's very interesting, and it's good to be able to free up that music so people aren't being harassed for no reason.
So I wonder, Scott, if now other platforms are going to do the same kind of thing, go after other group, big companies' catalogs of music to just, to either license or buy outright,
we're getting to the point where there's going to be one mono company. It's going to be called Weyland-Yutani, and we're all going to serve it happily. That's what's happening. That's what's going to go.
It's going to be called Evil Corp.
Well, they have better branding than that. It'll be Good Corp.
Come on, man. You didn't? Oh, did you not watch Mr. Robot?
I did not watch Mr. Robot.
Oh, that's such a good show.
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, you should be.
I saw Bohemian Rhapsody, so I'm aware of Rami Malek.
Yeah,
I know who he is.
He's wonderful in both that show and the movies. So.
Well, I want to see No Time to Die, so he can be the villain in the new James Bond movie.
I hear you. I'm right there with you, buddy. Actually, I'm not. You know me, and
you don't care. I know.
Not the new James Bond. I should probably get into it. Like I said, I like Daniel Craig, and I don't know why I tapped out of those movies, but I should probably pick them back up and get caught up. So in 2030, when No Time to Die comes out, I can watch it, and you and I can talk about it.
It's looking more like a 2032 release date.
Yeah. Okay, so that does it for the news. I would like to now switch gears and take some chats. We did have some chats coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God for Todd Michael. But we did. Oh, here's the first one. Let's go. I can't read. This is Lei Studio. Oh, Yilei Studio. Hi from Taiwan. Well, hi. We love having the international viewers. Thanks for sending in the chat. We love that.
Hey.
Next one, Todd Michael. DP is important in context. Yes, it is. Very much so.
Dr.
And we'll
Pepper.
leave it right there. Todd Michael. I was a Nielsen reviewer in the 90s.
Yeah, and that's when I thought the Nielsen ratings existed. I thought that they had disbanded once the internet was invented. I never understood.
Todd Michael follows up. However, it was seasonal, and I had to record things in a paper. In a paper book. This was the early 90s. Wow. So you actually had to take notes? That's weird.
Well, let's not forget that the early 90s also had the TV Guide.
I love the TV Guide.
So do I. But also, it's interesting that it would tell you what to watch on TV and then give you a crossword to do while you were watching TV.
I love the crosswords.
Me too.
It's something I used to do with my mom, which, unfortunately we can't do anymore, but it was fun.
Yeah.
She knew all of this. She knew all of the crossword stuff that were like regular crosswords from like the paper. Mm-hmm. And I knew all the TV shows. So we were able to finish them together.
Yeah.
Todd Michael, laugh out loud. Yeah, I know. At my expense. Thank you. I'm here.
Oh, yes. For the TikToking.
Tom is addicted to the TikTok. I know. He loves the TikTok. Our buddy Tom
loves the TikTok.
He does. He's on it all the time. I'll let you read this one, buddy.
Sure. Todd Michael's back at us saying Facebook has been really bad with copyright strikes for me, meaning him. A lot of my car vids I post on my car blog and to a lesser extent on YouTube often have music in the background when I work. And yeah, and I've heard that. I've heard that from YouTubers when they're traveling, if they're in an airport and they're just recording something quick, if there is a copyrighted song in the background of wherever they happen to be. It's like, nope, sorry.
It amazes me that a company as big as Google hasn't figured out, kind of like what Snap did, a way to license that music and make it just free for their content creators. You know what I mean?
Well, and also you have
especially
to think
if it's background. It's not like it's not like you're actually trying to monetize somebody else's material. You know, it's just background stuff. I don't know.
But even if the primary message doesn't relate with what the original artist wants to present, there's an argument. Also, you forget about the industry that is copyright claiming people who have background music.
But that's what I'm saying. I think there's a way to either, like Snap did, buy the catalog, or to make it to do some kind of licensing agreement that says, you know, Google's going to pay you X amount for our creators to use your product. I don't know. It just seems like a company that big could have come up with a solution to that particular issue.
Well, at least something that is so strict. Like again, I enjoy doing the trailer reviews and reactions. So who knows? Who knows?
And I think this is the last one of the day. Michael sends in, I've had several hits become of those.
So probably well performing videos that got hits.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yes.
From people who were saying, "Is that Sweet Home Alabama?" Right. I'm sorry. Is that Detroit Rock City? Get legal on the team.
Yeah. It's an issue, and you know, Snap obviously fixed that, at least for their customers. I mean, and that catalog is not small. That Universal catalog is huge. So it'd be interesting for them. It'd be kind of a weight off of their creators' shoulders. They don't have to worry about that anymore. It'd be great if YouTube and you know, maybe even TikTok. I would assume TikTok's going to do something very similar very soon. That's just my guess.
I fear algorithms. I know that I've dipped my toe into an algorithm now, but it's I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't know what's going on with the people who are trying to distribute the stuff that creators are putting out there, and why you would stop them, because they are keeping eyes on your platforms. So I don't get it.
Yep.
But speaking of getting eyes on content, please comment, share, like, subscribe, tell your friends, get your family in on the gig. We hardly ever swear.
Hardly. Sometimes we do.
I know, and it's usually unexpected.
And it's usually me. I'm a Marine, and I cuss like a sailor.
Well, yeah, no, when I'm offline, no, you can't be around.
We try to keep it clean as we can here. It's a more family-friendly show, but... you know,
like, I'll tell you when something is shit.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So do that. Excuse me.
Come in for the party tomorrow, our Friday free-for-all for Fantasmagorium. We're going to have Black Phillip Alvarez, and hopefully a few guests. You know, when you have a talk show and there's the rest of the couch, we may fill the rest of the couch.
I'm going to go die because I'm choking to death.
Don't die. We need you tomorrow, buddy.
Until next time, have a great day.
Talk to you later, guys.